the Catholic God exists.
So good morning everyone to another exciting educational experience brought to you by The Roundtable. This is your host and moderator, Atheist Teacher. Ngayon ay matutunghayan na naman natin ang tagisan ng dalawang nag-uumpugang hinuha ng magkabilang panig. Now let me introduce you to the guy on my left. He is a member of the Roman Catholic Church, has a good interest in theology, particularly Aristotelian Thomistic philosophy, a licensed engineer and somewhat of a logician, Arvin Malabanan. Good day, Arvin.
Good day.
And next up, the guy on my right, a microbiologist, a science educator, a graphic animator, a secular activist, and an apatheist, a good member from PATAS, PCAG, and Secular Pinoys, Arfel Tayona. Good morning, Arfel.
Hello, good morning.
Ayan. So, before we start, let me just refresh you with the flow of our debate. The debate flow will be as follows. Affirmative with 15 minutes opening, negative 15 minutes, and then after that, the affirmative rebuttal, 7 minutes, negative rebuttal, 7 minutes, affirmative to negative cross-examination, 10 minutes, and negative to affirmative cross-examination, 10 minutes, negative closing remarks, 6 minutes, and affirmative closing remarks, 6 minutes. Okay, and the rules of the debate will be as follows. No ad hominem and personal attacks. Questions must be always answered only until relevance depart. This during the cross-examination. Of course, profanities are not allowed. You must construct your statements in the most precise and simple manner, and both will be given 1 minute to answer questions in cross-examination. You must answer the questions directly before the explanation. Violation of the said rules will be given a time deduction penalty of 30 seconds to 1 minute on the next round. Panelists and other participants must stay muted until necessity dictates for them to speak. So even yung ating mga comment section, bawal po ang profanities, mga atake sa ating panelists, pagmumura, maaari po kayong ma-mute o maban sa ating page. Now, coming up is the part when our panelists will try to set the tone of this debate, the opening statement. Both will have 15 minutes to state their claims and affairs in this debate. Arvin, the floor is yours. You have 15 minutes.
Sige, thank you sa inyo. Okay, so para patunayan na Catholic God exists, gagamit ako ng cumulative proof. So parang hindi lang isa ang basihan, more than one. Ang pinaka-basic sa lahat yung proof from philosophy. So, lalo na yung Aristotelian Thomistic philosophy. This is the Thomistic argument. Ang starting point ay senses. So, may nakikita tayong mga bagay-bagay, tasa, aso, puno, ganyan. And ang next na madederive natin, since alam natin yon, makikita natin na yung kanilang essence tsaka existence ay hindi identical. So, pag sinabing essence, yun yung manner of being or mode of being or limit ng being, lalo na kapag ka-distinct siya sa existence. So, yung existence, yun yung pagkakaiba nila sa mga hindi nag-exist like unicorn, phoenix, ganyan. So, kailangan natin ipakita na meron talagang distinction. Yung unang distinction doon, conceptual. Halimbawa, magtanong tayo sa isang bata na hindi pa alam kung ano yung nag-i-exist, ano yung extinct, ano yung hindi nag-exist kailanman. For example, lion, unicorn, at saka dinosaur. Pag kinuwento natin sa kanya yung essence nun, kung ano yung leon, yung unicorn, at saka yung dinosaur. Tapos ipa-derive natin, ano sa tingin mo dyan ng nag-i-exist, hindi nag-exist kailanman, at saka hindi na nag-exist ngayon. Hindi siya madederive. So, yun yung conceptual distinction ng essence and existence. So, essence, it answers what. Yung existence, it answers whether this is real. Ngayon, para naman patunayan na meron ding real distinction, isa ding, mag-hypothesize tayo ngayon. Suppose merong bagay na ang essence niya ay existence. So, identical. Ang madederive natin doon ay hindi pwedeng maraming klase ito. Kasi kung identical talaga ang existence saka essence, halimbawa yung maraming aso No? So, anong pinagkaiba ng aso? Lahat sila pare-parehas na aso. Pero yung pagkakaiba nila yung kanilang katawan, yung matter nila. So, yung flesh ni bantay, hindi flesh ni salakay, yung bones ni bantay, hindi flesh ni salakay. So, hindi siya, so existence plus some differentiation which is matter. So, ganun din pagka maraming uri ng bagay, hindi man matter ang pagkakaiba nila. Ang pagkakaiba nila ay yung limitation nila, like yung bato, halaman, hayop, tao. Makikita natin iba sila ng kayang magawa. So, kapag doon natin nakikita na sa reality, hindi lang sa mind, may distinction ng essence at existence. So, kung na-gets naman natin na merong essence and existence base sa mga nakita natin mga bagay-bagay and distinct sila sa mind and sa reality, malalaman natin na itong mga bagay na distinct ang essence and existence, hindi kailangan mag-exist kasi hindi part ng essence nila existence, hindi identical. Unlike kunwari ang essence ng triangle, laging three-sided. So, pero hindi part ng essence ng existence. So, sa kanya may nakikita tayo, kunwari nasa bilyaran tayo, panghulba ng ayos ng bola yung triangle. Pero it doesn't mean na palaging andyan yun. Binuo lang yan. So, ganun pala malamang na-contingent ang mga bagay-bagay. Kapag ang essence nito hindi kasama ang existence. So, in a way, distinct essence limit existence. So, kung hindi pala galing sa essence ang existence nung existence ng mga bagay-bagay, saan ito galing? Siyempre, hindi na pwedeng sa sarili nito. Kasi, distinct ang essence sa existence nila. Saan galing here and now yung existence nila? So, may two possible choices. Yung isang choice, galing ito sa bagay na ang essence niya ay existence. So, infinite existence. Pagka ganon, makakapag-proceed na tayo. Pero, syempre, hindi pa natin sure kung gano'n nga. Paano kung yung existence ng mga bagay-bagay na nakikita natin ngayon galing sa bagay na distinct din naman yung essence saka existence? Well, i-apply para walang special pleading, kailangan natin i-apply uli yung reasoning kanina. Kung yung mga cause ng existence ng mga bagay na nakikita natin ngayon, distinct din yung essence and existence, siya din, kailangan dumepende sa iba. So ngayon, uuwi to sa infinite regress unless putulin ito nung kaninang choice na merong bagay na ang essence ay existence. So ang tanong, hindi ba pwedeng hayaan na lang natin yung infinite regress, ganyan? So ang problem doon, itong cause and effect na ito, hindi siya katulad nung yung lolo nag-produce ng anak niya, yun yung tatay, tapos yung tatay nag-produce sa sarili niyang anak, doon posible ang infinite regress. Kasi, yung kahit wala na yung lolo, yung tatay, kaya siya makagawa ng anak niya. Pero itong ganitong infinite regress na pinapakita saan galing yung existence here and now, lalo na't hindi ito part ng essence ng mga bagay na distinct ang essence and existence. Here and now siya, parang katulad siya ng cause and effect na yung bato, tinutulak ng stick, tapos yung stick ginagalaw ng kamay, tapos yung kamay ang gumagalaw yung tao. So, yung first member ng series na to, yung tao, tanggalin mo yung tao, kahit may infinite number ka ng stick, and infinite na number ng kamay, kung walang tao, or kahit infinite ang haba ng stick, or infinite ang haba ng kamay, hindi gagalaw. Kasi, hindi part ng essence nila yung movement. Kailangan ng tao. Kaya pag existence ang usapan, hindi pwede ang infinite regress. So, ang conclusion dyan, either way, ang nagkakos ng existence ng mga bagay na distinct ang essence and existence, ay siya na ang essence ay existence. And so, kung kanina naintindihan natin yung real distinction, na kapag ngayon hindi na tayo nag-hypothesize na patunayan na natin. nagpo-flow necessarily ang conclusion na merong at least isang bagay na ang essence sa existence. Ngayon, ano ba to? Marami or isa lang? Well, kung babalikan natin yung reasoning kanina, na lahat ng marami, sure na distinct ang essence tsaka existence kasi what makes them many is existence plus some differentiating factor like matter, di ba? Ang pagkakaiba ng mga dogs ay yung katawan nila. Ang pagkakaiba ng iba't ibang uri ng beings ay yung limitation ng existence nila. Like rocks, plants, animals, man, angel. So, ayun, nag-i-exist yung bagay na ang essence ay existence. So, hindi ito ontological kasi nagsimula tayo sa sense data. Pag dinay natin yung conclusion na to, either dinideny natin yung isa sa mga premise na kung nag-gets natin true naman lahat, so i-deny natin reality, or kung i-deny natin yung conclusion, or kung hindi naman yung i-deny natin, yung logic ang dinideny natin, which is, mahirap yon. Parang out of reality or out of logic. So ngayon, base dun sa, kailangan iisa lang to. Kasi identical yung essence and existence. Kapag pwedeng marami to, hindi na kagad identical yung essence and existence, may limit na to, ganyan. And so, since ang essence nito ay existence, infinite yung existence nito, kasi pag distinct, nililimit ng essence yung existence, like yung aso, mag-i-exist lang as aso, kung ano lang kaya gawin ng aso, yun lang magagawa, yung tao, mag-i-exist lang as tao. So ito, dapat ito, all-knowing, all good, all powerful, all present. Kung hindi, makakontra nito yan, na ang essence niya ay existence, na infinite ang existence nito. So, hindi rin magpe-fail yung existence nito kasi, yun ang essence niya. Like, kung paano ang triangle, hindi magpe-fail na three-sided. Na ang dog, hindi magpe-fail na hayop kasi yun ang essence nun. Ito rin, hindi magpe-fail yung existence. Necessary ito. So, merong iisa na ang essence sa existence na all-knowing, all good, all powerful, all present, yun ang tinatawag ng tao na God. So, syempre, rule out na kagad yung polytheism dito, and atheism and agnosticism. Ang tanong na lang, alin sa mga monotheist ang tama? Mere philosophical theist na philosophy lang gamit? Or yung Jews ba? Or yung Muslim ba? Or Christians, especially yung Catholic? So, para ipakita yon, miraculous kung paano sa Exodus 3:14 yung gantong analysis ni St. Thomas Aquinas regarding essence and existence. So nilagpasan niya dito si Aristotle, pinaghalo-halo niya lahat ng mga nauna sa kanya, si Plato, si Aristotle, si Avicenna na Muslim, si Maimonides na Jew, na nakoy niya yung, hindi, pinasimple ko lang yung discussion dito, existence ang gamit ko, pero ang totoong gamit niyang term ay esse, or actus essendi, act of being. Pero syempre, maikli lang ang time natin, hindi ko na i-discuss yung pagkakaiba ng existence and act of being. So, sa Exodus 3:14, pinakilala ng Diyos sa sarili niya na I am, which is infinite existence. No? So, mga simple lang naman tao nun. Ang Bible, hindi naman philosophical scientific book, pero nakasulat sila na ganon. And si Jesus Christ, yun ang kinamatay. Kinlaim niya na I am. Before Abraham, I am. No? When you see the Son of Man lifted up, you'll see that I am. Doon siya pinatay ng mga Hudyo. And paano ko nasabi na si Christ ang tama, which is yun ang God ng Catholic? May kita natin, imposible na ganito lalaki ang Catholic Church at magkakaroon ng maraming saints na miraculous ang buhay. So, hindi natin makukumpara sila sa ibang legend na walang gantong bunga. Which is, makakatulong sa atin, di ba? Like, kahit si Christ mismo nagsabi, you shall know the tree by its fruit. So, kung tama yung God of philosophy, sa essence of existence, and totoo din si Christ, then, sila yung isang yon. Si Christ nag-claim na siya yung eternal Son of God. So, doon din natin maintindihan bakit the one God is love. Kahit hindi siya nag-create ng universe. Kasi doon sa inner life ni God, na malalaman lang natin sa kanyang pag-reveal through Christ in His Catholic Church, na in God, there's three person. There's the eternal Father, the lover, the Son, the beloved, and the love between the two is the Holy Spirit. Or yung mas malalim pa na interpretation na God, knowing Himself in all eternity, the Father, generates the Son, no, the Word, the image of God. Eh, syempre, ang susunod sa knowledge ay love. So, yun yung that's the personified love, the Holy Spirit. Kaya hindi pa paghihiwalay yung tatlo. And, yun, Spirit of God, and sa Romans chapter 5, verse 5, the Spirit of God, the love of God, which is who is the Holy Spirit? Kasi, He will teach you in all that God wants to reveal. So, person ito, kasi hindi makapagturo ang hindi person. And, ayun, kahit walang universe, God is love kasi merong 3 persons united in love. So, I think okay na ako sa aking opening sa pag-demonstrate ko na Catholic God exists. So, gumamit ako both philosophy and history para i-prove yung aking case. Thank you.
Ayan. So, ipaperfect mo na yung time, Bro Arvin. Are you good?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. No, now, before we proceed with the opening statement of our negative side, no, we would like to encourage everyone that your coins would likely be appreciated by our panelists and the platform. If you want this kind of programs to continue, don't forget to support us. Okay? So now we will proceed with the negative opening statement by Arfel. You have 15 minutes. Arfel, you ready?
The extra.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Wait lang, ISP. Mukhang nagkaroon ng konting technical problem. We will wait for our panelist to reopen his mic para sa kanyang opening statement. Paging Arfel.
Hello. Ginamit ko 1 minute na finorfeit ni Sir Arvin para mag-ZR.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, you can now proceed with your
which I really should. Dapat pala ginamit niya yung full time niya. So, I can start na.
Start time, SP.
Well, there's a problem sa opening statement ni Dear Arvin. Sa aking katotong sa RC Arvin. First of all, hindi niya na-define. Hindi niya napakilala.
Excuse
Hindi
me,
niya na-define.
stop time muna. Bro Arfel, this will be reserved for your opening statement. No? Yung
Yes.
mo.
Hindi pa ta-rebuttal.
Okay.
Lilinawin ko lang na hindi nabigyan ng maliwanag na pagkakarakterize ni Arvin yung tinutukoy niyang divine or providence. Yun na lang itatawag ko doon. And the problem is, sa pagkakilala ko sa divine, the divine sa Catholic Church should have at least 3 properties, 3 qualities, perfect qualities. Omnipotence, omniscience, omnibenevolence. Okay? So, hindi ko magets kung paano ko i-rebut yung very questionable na introduction niya on what he's actually trying to defend. Kasi hindi ko masabi, mukhang sa kanyang introduction, it's a deist God. A deist God, paano? Which is technically a definition of a deist being, a God, is a being that has no empirical effect. Wala siyang empirical or present effect sa standing reality ng universe. Posible nga patay na siya eh. So, paano niya na-bridge yung kanyang divine, the divine properties of the philosophy of the what they call existence is the same as essence? Paano naging si Jesus Christ yun? how can Jesus Christ have been the divine whose existence is also its essence? Given the fact that Jesus Christ is a known human being. A human being has what we call human nature. A human being who has a human nature, by definition, is a created. Ulitin ko, created being. So, how can a creation be the creator? It's a contradiction. It's a direct contradiction to the definition of a creator. It's a direct
Stop
contradiction
time muna.
to the definition of a
Nawala
divine.
yung timer natin. Sir
Ay,
Arfel,
sandali.
stop time po muna. Nawala
Muna
po yung
ako.
timer natin.
Eddie Boy, saan nahinto yung oras? Did you...
Stop muna ako
Oo. Stop
Ako sa-
muna.
Parang 12 minutes yata, if I'm not mistaken.
Oo, nawala si Salim po sa
So, I'm going to continue. Ilan ang remaining sa akin?
Ano yan?
Okay.
12:20.
Whereas I was saying, there's a direct contradiction between the definition of a creator, which is eternal, to a man, which is a created being. A created being, by definition, is not eternal. How can a being that is eternal be at the same time not eternal? And how can something that is defined to be not created be at the same time be created? Kung magpa-follow tayo sa law of non-contradiction. Kung mangyayari yun, we are saying na this claim of God being the same as Jesus Christ breaks the law of non-contradiction. Ibig sabihin, kung ang lahat ng bagay na hindi nagpa-follow sa laws of logic, by definition, is illogical. So, illogical yung claim na God, defined in philosophy as existence is His essence, and automatically illogical to be the same as Jesus Christ, which is a man and is created. So, at that point pa lang, if it is illogical, it cannot be. It is an impossibility. So, questionable agad yun, his claim. Also, another thing, paano, kasi according to Kant, the definition of being existent is to have properties, to have character, to have qualities. The ability to have quality is what existence is. Paano nagkaroon ng existence yung isang being o yung isang entity which is existence din, parang circular. How can existence be existence without qualities or characterization or properties that is logically empirical to that being? Paano nangyari yun? It's again, I'm gonna say, a circular argument. You are arguing for existence by claiming existence. Paano nangyari yun? That's what I'm saying. Kung hindi ito magic, it is illogical. Another thing, omnibenevolence. He claimed if God is an existence that is essence, dapat daw omnibenevolent, perfectly good. How can a God be perfectly good if in the Bible it is said in Job?
Excuse me, Arfel, excuse me. Huminto yung oras, SP. Can you...
Wala na naman ako.
Hindi. No, yung time ni SP kasi humihinto. I'm very sorry, Arfel. Ayan, nawala na siya. So, I think nag-overheat ulit. Can I ask my fellow
Meron bang ibang
to please substitute for Kenji? Mukhang nagkaka-problem yung cellphone niya para hindi naman nakakahiya sa ating panelist.
Ready ka na, Arfel?
Go lang.
Sige.
Ready?
Go.
Ready na ulit? Okay. Nasaan na ako? Wala na ako. Okay, Job 9 verse 23. It is said in Job 9 verse 23 that God mocks. Kinukutsa niya yung pagkamatay at suffering ng mga inosenteng tao. How can that be benevolent? Kung ikaw ay nasasayahan na nasasaktan at napapahamak ang mga inosente. Is that benevolence? Another thing, it is said, malinaw sa Bible, na ang Bible is teaching us that slavery is sanctioned by God Himself. Pinapayagan niya ang pang-aalipin sa Biblia. So, how can an entity being omnibenevolent if he allows the ownership of another sentient being? So, paano yung nangyari? Is that benevolence? Also, another thing, nakalagay din sa Bible, sa Exodus, Samuel 15 verse 1 to 3, that God ordered Israel to fully eliminate the Amalekites from the men, mula sa lalaki, babae, batang lalaki at batang babae hanggang sa kanilang mga alagang hayop. Sabi na, ubusin lahat at walang ititira. Is it moral? Is it rationally moral for an omnibenevolent being to sanction or order the genocide of an entire nation? Moral ba yun? Also, another number, ito rin, Numbers 25 to 26. God ordered the genocide of the Midianites. Ubusin lahat, mula sa lalaki, sa matanda, sa babae, batang lalaki, hanggang sa mga babae, batang babae. Pero, sabi nakalagay dito sa Numbers 25 to 26, sa Numbers 31, pwedeng gawing alipin ng mga Israelita ang mga virgin na babae. Gawin nilang sex slaves. Is that something that we expect from a benevolent being? Is that those characteristics of benevolence is in direct contradiction to the claim of omnibenevolence? So, paano yun? It does not make sense. It is illogical. A contradiction to the direct definition is illogical. Therefore, I could not, in good conscience, say that God, at least the God of the Bible, kung yun din ang God ng Catholic, is to be omnibenevolent. So, hindi siya omnibenevolent, hindi siya eternal, hindi siya tao. Paano siya nag-exist? Those characteristics itself na malinaw sa Bible, malinaw sa history, malinaw sa definition, all contradicts the claim na this being as defined by my katoto could not exist by definition. So I think malinaw yung parts na yun. So the next na lagi namin na pagdidiskusyonan is, could I trust the church in its definitions? Ang problema lang, the church itself, the Catholic Church itself, actually defines or interprets the Bible as an allegory. Hindi siya defined as a literal truth. It's an allegory. It's a story. For them, it's only a story that has some moral context. So walang literal creation. There is no creation. So there is no Genesis. There is no 6 days. Therefore, if the holy text is merely an allegory to give us an allegorical meaning, therefore the creation in the Bible is also merely an allegory. God merely allegorically created the universe. A being that only exists in allegory, by definition, cannot exist in reality, but exists in literature and fiction. So, paano yan? Another thing na narinig ko is the Catholic Church believes that the God of the Bible or God of creation have actually worked sa creation ng universe by way of nature. By way of nature, evolution, natural selection. Walang matinong being that has an intellect and sentience who would use evolution to create another sentient life. Because evolution, kung familiar kayo, entails death, destruction, and napakatinding suffering and pain. Sino ang gagawa nun if they are a being of conscience? Why would they create the world in such a way with so much suffering, death, parasitism, and trauma? Why create the world in such a way? Kaya para sa akin, ang gagawa lang ng universe in a way by means of evolution by natural selection is a being that by definition is not all powerful, kasi wala siyang total freedom to do what needs to be done, na malilimitahan ang suffering and pain and oppression doon sa kanyang creation. And by definition, evolution would always create flawed individuals. And a perfect individual, by definition, could not create an imperfect creation. Kasi an imperfect creation can only be created by an imperfect being. A perfect being cannot create imperfection. Kasi saan manggagaling yung imperfection? So I think sa way na ito, I also give the proper forum na ibibitawan ko rin yung natitira kong time just to be fair. Okay? Doon na tayo sa rebuttal.
Ayan. So, thank you, Arfel, for that very insightful. And to Arvin, for that very interesting opening statements of yours. Now, we will proceed with the rebuttal to counter the statements on arguments of the opposing side. 7 minutes. Arvin to start. Timer, are we ready? 7 minutes for...
7 minutes.
Yes. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so Arvin, are you ready?
Okay, start.
Okay, 7 minutes starts now.
Thank you. So, thank you, Sir Arpel, sa mga na-share mo. So, ito naman yung mga masasabi ko sa mga objection mo. Una kong na-list na objection ay hindi napakilala. Although, sa opening statement, baka na-miss natin yung part na kapag ang essence ng bagay ay existence, so hindi nililimit ng essence yung existence, unlike sa ibang bagay na distinct ang essence and existence. And from that, madederive natin na infinite yung existence, and therefore that being must be all-knowing, all-good, all-powerful, all-present. So yung pangalawang narinig ko na objection, there is God. Well, pinakita natin na kung paanong yung proof ng monotheistic God dito patuloy na ginagawa tayo, na hindi pwedeng ginawa lang nung past tapos iniwan na, kundi babalik tayo sa nothingness. Kasi nga yung lahat ng bagay ng essence at existence ay distinct. Dapat yung existence nila ay patuloy na pinoprovide here and now. So hindi ito pwedeng maging deist God. Sunod na objection, paanong God si Christ? So, madali silang makitang contradiction, pero pag kinonsider na natin yung explanation regarding dapat mahalaga malaman ano yung nature, ano yung person, so walang contradiction, lalo na't ang dogma ng Catholic Church dyan, si Christ, hindi one nature na minix ang divine and human. Doon may contradiction. Ang pinanghahawakan ng Catholic Church, si Christ ay may two natures, divine and human. So, walang confusion do, walang contradiction. And possible kay God na mag-assume ng ibang nature kasi si God walang limitation. So, in the case of Christ, tunay nga in time and created yung kanyang human nature galing kay Mama Mary, pero nature by itself doesn't exist, dapat may subject or person. And nagkataon ng person ng kay Christ, hindi human person na ginawa lang din sa pag-create ng human nature, kundi divine person. So, syempre, siya yung solution ni God para ma-heal yung ating corrupted human nature, yung ating union sa kanya with the Catholic Church. So, hindi ko masyado na-gets yung kay Kant, yung sabing may quality, circular daw. Pero, nag-wonder ako, kung circular talaga yung argument ko, dapat na ipakita yung premise na dumidepende din sa conclusion. Kasi, conclusion dumidepende sa premise. And kung yung premise nagdedepende rin sa conclusion, circular nga. Pero hindi iyon nabanggit ng ating kaibigan. Sunod, yung mga problem of evil, like yung Job verse 23, pwede itong ma-interpret na hindi kasi end yung pagkamatay lang. Kaya kahit yung anak ni Job, dinoble lahat ng ari-arian niya, pero yung binigay na bagong anak, 10 lang din. Ibig sabihin, ina-affirm doon na immortal ang soul ng man, patuloy yung existence nila, nasisira lang ng death, and yun ang point ng revelation ni Christ, resurrection of the body. So, yung tungkol naman sa mga slavery, etc. ganyan sa Old Testament, mas dapat kung galit tayo doon, mas matakot tayo sa pinakilala sa New Testament na hell, ganyan. Which is, gradual ang revelation ni God sa Old Testament. So, hindi natin masasabing complete. Dapat makilala natin yon as unti-unting paghahanda para makilala ng tao si Christ, lalo na yung chosen people. So, mahalaga ma-interpret ng tamang scriptures kahit devil, nung tinempt si Christ, nag-quote sa Old Testament. So, ingat sa pag-quote sa Bible. Sa Catholic Church daw, allegory lang. Pero hindi totoo yan. Sa Catechism sinasabi, mayroong 2 sense ang scripture, literal and spiritual. Yung spiritual, nahahati pa sa moral, allegorical, etc. Tapos yung sa evolution naman, and imperfect daw ang creation, natural yon na lahat ng hindi Diyos imperfect kasi may limitation sila. So isa lang ang perfect, si God, and therefore ang perfection natin lahat ay union with God in love. So doon nagmula ang evil, kapag talagang lalayo tayo sa source ng lahat ng good, who is God, who is infinitely good, na parang yung mga ibang bagay small reflection lang ng goodness ni God. Kaya yung kasiyahan dito sa mundo, magsasawa tayo, pero hindi yun applicable sa lalo na pag makomplete yung union natin kay God sa langit, kasi si God infinite goodness, itong creation finite goodness lang, hindi infinite. And ang kagandahan pa dito, mas love natin si God dito, mas matindi yung sharing sa glory and perfect happiness natin sa heaven. So, ano pa ba? Siguro, yung remaining time ko, yung isang napapirmang ko lang na comment sa ibaba, para sa mga essentialists, ay anti-essentialists, gusto ko malaman kung hindi totoo yung essence ng mga bagay-bagay. Dapat pare-pareha sa mga bagay, walang pagkakaiba. Dapat sa isip lang natin yung pagkakaiba, pero may pagkakaiba mga bagay-bagay. Yun yung essence, yung limitation ng being, unless yung essence ay existence din. So yun lang, i-forfeit ko na yung aking remaining 1 minute. Thank you po.
Thank you, Arvin, for the very good rebuttal of our statements. Now we will proceed and give 7 minutes to Arfel as a rebuttal to Arvin's statements. Arfel, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Ayan, 7 minutes on the clock. Sir Kim, 7:03 yung nakalagay. Pwede po pa-reset.
Okay, start at 7.
Ayan.
Hindi ko magets kung paano naging rebuttal yun sa opening statement ko. Hindi ko naman masyadong binigay. For example, kasi wala namang justification na binigay si Arvin doon sa kanyang rebuttal. They are all claims. Okay, he said na solution ang solution sa problem of evil na point out ko is because life is not the end. Merong heaven. But where is the justification for heaven? Where is the evidence for heaven? Heaven, in his case, is an empty claim. Walang justification. Walang ebidensya. Walang patunay na totoo. walang patunay na totoo na meron ka afterlife. It is just a dogma of his belief to claim emptily without justification na merong heaven. Another thing, he again claims, he claims na wala daw contradiction between the divine, the definition of the divine, and the definition of a human, Jesus Christ. Paano nagkaroon ng wala daw contradiction? Kasi daw merong dalawang nature si Jesus Christ. Again, what evidence has he given us to demonstrate that Jesus Christ is an exception to our epistemology? Paano nangyari? Again, it's an empty claim, walang patunay na Jesus Christ, that it is even possible to have more than one nature in one being. Paano nangyari yun? What precedence allows for a thing or for a being or for an entity to have more than one divine nature? Paano nangyari yun? Para sa akin, that, again, ipaborito kong sinasabi kay Arvin every time, that which is asserted without evidence can be dismissed without evidence. Para sa akin, yung buong rebuttal niya can be dismissed because he has not given any justification for us to believe or to accept his claims as true. They are empty. He said, divine this, divine that, heaven this, heaven that, essence this, essence that, without justification or evidence. Walang patunay. How can that even be true? Well, sinasabi ko lang, wala akong direct connection sa truth. I cannot absolutely be certain of the truth of the matter. Pero I am sure that whatever he has claimed in his rebuttal is not actually knowledge because there is no justification. So, hindi ko alam kung paano ko i-rebut other than the fact na walang justification yung lahat ng claims na ginawa niya. It's claims upon empty claims, justified and evidenced by empty claims in our argument na hindi malinaw. Malinaw eh. If Jesus Christ is a human being, he cannot by definition be a creator. Be the creator of himself. Kasi created being siya. A being, by definition, that massacres people, that orders the massacre of men, orders genocide, orders sex, rape, and slavery, by definition, cannot be benevolent. A being that shows anger and malice against innocent beings by virtue of their unfortunateness, na most likely, kung totoo yung definition nila ng God nila, is also, let's say, counterfactual kasi lalabas na evil itself would have been the creation of this being. Katulad ng nakalagay sa Bible, which is said that God created evil. I'm not interpreting this as evil per se, but that simply means na there is a degree of suffering and pain and torture that comes from God himself. So, itong I have listed properties that he accepts from a reference that he himself believed to be inerrant, that he himself believed to be his holy text. And lahat yan nagpapatunay na lahat ng yan ay caused by God. Yes, tama si Tinker Tank. It means by natural evil. But by natural evil, it is still a cause of suffering and pain na pwede nating hindi kailanganin. It is not a necessary suffering, but it is still given to us by this creator which is claimed to be omnibenevolent. How can this be? Wasak sa definition wasak sa contradiction, wasak sa evidence, walang justification, claims beyond claims. Paano nating masasabing lahat ng sinabi ni Arvin in his rebuttal and his opening statement can be a justification that whatever he believes to be true is indeed true. Okay, salamat.
Yan.
Nga po.
So, thank you, Arfel, for that very wonderful rebuttal to Arvin. And everyone, please be careful with your words so that we will not endanger our platform. So, and please, if you can, stop reading the comment section in order not to distract your debate. Okay, now we will proceed with the cross-examination. If there is an explanation regarding your answer, please answer directly before the explanation. Okay, are we ready, Arvin? Arfel, are we ready?
I'm ready.
Ilang minutes to, sir?
So yung sa Sir Kim, yung time natin sa answer na lang tayo kasi saglit lang naman yung tanungan kasi one question at a time, and then doon na lang, just in case may explanation, doon na lang tayo time ng 1 minute. Okay. So affirmative to negative cross-examination, you guys have 10 minutes. Okay? So now, affirmative to negative, Arvin to Arfel, go.
Okay, so Sir Arfel, ang argument ba ay isang way ng pag-justify?
If ang question mo is if an argument is a form of justification?
Yes.
Or
yes.
An argument can be a way to justify, pero the argument itself is not that. Kailangan may laman yung argument. The argument must itself have evidence for it to be a justification.
Okay, so ang argument ba binubuo ng claims?
Yes.
So, ibig sabihin ba nun, pwedeng pang justify ang claims?
No. Claims by itself are not justification. Claims that has evidence can be used as justification. The evidence is the content of the argument. Yun yung nag-justify. Hindi yung claims itself that are empty.
Pwede bang mag-present ng evidence ng walang kasamang claim?
Walang kasamang claims? Like what?
For example,
lang.
Nagturo ako sa... pwede ba ako mag-explain?
Go lang.
Okay lang, okay.
Halimbawa, yung triangle na tinuro ko isang triangle, evidence siya nakikita natin. And sinabi ko na all triangles are three-sided. So, may claim din akong ginamit. So, hindi na ba magiging evidence yun? Kasi nagbanggit na ako ng claim which is my subject and predicate. Kasi diba
yung evidence doon, lilinawin ko lang yung evidence doon, yung tinuro mo. Yun kasi observable by everyone. It is in a common ground. Yung claim mo na three-sided siya, I don't know. I need to check if the triangle itself actually has three sides. That is the evidence.
So, magbigay ka nga ng isang evidence na walang...
No. This is your time. Ikaw ang magbigay to clarify it.
Cross-examination consists of question and answer portion. Yung mga further claims and further inquiries nyo regarding the arguments of your opponent will be scrutinized in this round.
Thank you sa pag-correct, ATS teacher. So, yun nga. Parang naintindihan ko kasi sa sagot ni Sir Arfel.
Sir, sorry pa. Sir Kim, pabalik po nung time sa 7:20. Thank you po.
Sir Arvin, magtanong lang po tayo, Sir Arvin. Ito po ay round para magtanong. Thank you.
Ayun, okay. Kaya ang tanong ko, Sir Arpel, kung totoo na ang evidence walang kasamang claim, ano example ng evidence na walang kasamang claim?
Wala akong sinabing evidence ay walang kasamang claim. That's not my position.
Okay, so pag evidence may kasamang claim.
Probably. Sabihin ko lang.
Bakit probably?
Yun yung tingin ko, self-evident.
Hindi ba mas sure na evidence may claim na kasama palagi?
Hindi ko magets. Sorry, hindi ko magets.
Kung alam natin yung basic logic na merong terms, judgment, tsaka conclusion, yung terms word lang siya, hindi siya makabuo ng sentence. Yung judgment sentence na siya. Yung true or false wala sa terms, di ba? Tama? Like yung color red. Hindi mo sasabihin true or false ang red lang, sabihin mo. Pero pag red ball is red, sasabihin mo true. Tama?
Alam ko. So, what's your point?
Well, base sa sagot mo, dapat claims are justification din.
No nga.
Okay, sige. Sige, first, next question. Kapag bibigyan kita ng situation, kapag nalaman mo na totoo yung revelation about heaven ng
Nalaman yun.
Then, teka lang. Hindi pa tapos yung tanong.
Okay.
Bawa, kasi since wala kang napakitang mga objection na substantial talaga or sige. Mamaya na lang pala yung tanong na yan. Ito na lang tanong ko. Tama ba na ang pag-refute sa argument ay dalawang way lang? Either mag-point ka ng isang false premise o kaya naman pakita mo na invalid?
No na. Hindi mo kailangan tapusin. No. There are other ways.
Ano pa yung ibang way sa pag-refute ng argument?
Another form of refuting the argument is refuting for example, intrinsic epistemology niya o yung ontology ng question, ng argument. For example, ikaw meron ang ontology mo Aristotelian, I can go to modern ontology to proclaim na irrelevant na yung argument mo.
Hindi ba siya papasok sa false premise? Kasi may mga premise ako na derive sa Aristotelian Thomistic philosophy.
Ilang yan na ang paraan. By simply attacking the paradigm you are using for your argument, you can
yung latest question ko, please answer, Sir Arpel. Diba, yung sinabi mong attack sa epistemology, part yan ng isang way sa pag-refute ng argument, which is ipakita ang false premises. Kasi yung ibang premise ko derive sa principles ng Aristotelian Thomistic philosophy.
Direct, is your Aristotelian premise directly stated?
Yes, yung distinction ng essence, yung may essence tsaka existence sa mga na-observe natin. Anyway, hindi ikaw yung nagtatanong, ako. So, next question. Meron ka bang may iturong false premise argument ko?
Why should I show a false premise argument?
Kung agree ka na ang pag-refute ng argument ay either sige, wala.
Hindi ko nag-agree.
Mapakita mo na ba na invalid yung form ng argument ko?
Stop time please. Order guys. Kayong mag-converse, don't talk as if you are discussing things. Talk like you're examining each other and answering the questions. No, before you explain, answer it either yes or no, correct or incorrect. No?
Moderator.
Yes.
Paki-remind din sila sir ng pagka nagtatanong tapusin yung tanong, pagka nagsumasagot patapusin yung sagot para hindi sila nag-overlap. Thank you.
Ayun nga, no. Make sure na narinig nyo mabuti yung tanong kasi sometimes, no, there are supporting premises dun sa question. So we should let the other finish para maintindihan natin yung tanong. Sige, go ahead, Arvin.
Okay, so yung invalid argument na ginamit ko,
yung argument na if a being has an essence and the essence is the same as existence, magiging nag-exist siya?
So, marami siyang pressure, sir Yun yung sa opening ko Pero, ano ba, may mapapakita ka bang part kung saan ang conclusion doesn't follow necessarily sa... Kasi, basic law, makita mo yung ayos ng subject and predicate. So, perhaps wala, ano?
No, I already stated sa aking rebuttal sa opening statement ko, and then my rebuttal, that you claim that essence and existence being the same thing is circular.
Ang circularity,
exists without properties that exist.
Depends sa conclusion. So, tanong ko ngayon, meron ka para makita natin talagang circular itong argument ko, meron ka ba matuturong premise na nagdedepende rin sa conclusion?
Premise na nagdedepende sa conclusion na.
Okay, so wala, ano?
Hindi wala. Hindi kita naintindihan.
Wala na akong tanong, mga sir, thank you.
Okay, Arvin, would you like to stop your time? Okay na?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
sige. Reset time, Kim? Ayan. So, this will be...
Moderator, ulit sila ng tamang pagsagot at pagtanong. Thank you.
Guys, this may not be surprising, pero we should follow the protocol and the procedure when it comes to cross-examination. Strictly question and answer and then explanation. Hindi yung maraming paliwanagan. Either meron ka bang may bibigay, mapapakita mo ba? That's answerable by yes or no. And then after that, there's a follow-up question that you can Sir Kim, 7 minutes.
Ang problema kasi, hindi for me.
Tama ba? 7 minutes na yun. Okay. Sige, go ahead, Arfel. You can ask Arvin now.
Liwanagin ko lang. Okay lang ba yon na I can answer for him?
Not necessarily. This should be your answer, not his answer.
Kasi yun ang ginawa niya Wala pa nga. Sabi ako ng no, ni yes niya. Kaya sabi ako ng yes, ni no niya. Kaya sabi ako I don't know, inaalam niya.
Well, the clarification is part of the follow-up question.
Rafael, meron naman po tayong video replay nito, no? So, I think yung questions na ganyan, ma-honor naman yan. Meron tong replays. So, sige sir, moderator.
Okay. Now we will proceed again with the cross-examination of negative to affirmative. Arfel, you can ask your questions now.
Arvin, do you hindi to nakalagay kanina sa sinabi mo, pero liliwanagin ko lang, is your God capable of change?
No.
Tanong ko ulit, is Jesus your God?
Yes.
Is Jesus capable of change?
Yes.
How can a God who cannot change also change?
If there's two nature, divine nature, unchangeable, tapos ang change, ang principle, yung human nature.
Paano nangyari nga? Anyway, I don't think that is rational for one being to be capable of change and not capable of change simply because of a claim na mayroon siyang more than one nature. So next question ko. Do you have...
Question lang, Sir Arfel. Thank you po. Question lang po.
Do you have evidence or justification for me that I can inspect that can prove that Jesus has two natures?
Yes.
Can you give an example?
Yung buong opening ko. Tsaka yung sagot ko doon sa yung rebuttal ko.
Justification that I can inspect.
Ayun nga, yung kung kailangan mong harapin yung hindi lang na kung dalawang nature dapat both possible yon kay Christ.
Well, speechless ako. hindi ko mag-gets. Okay. Anyway, so ito pa. According to the Bible, God ordered the genocide of the Midianites.
Tapos ko pa rin Old Testament. I'm not sure.
First Samuel.
Basa yung interpretation ng Catholic Church. I follow the interpretation of Catholic Church.
You follow the interpretation of the Catholic Church. Pero do you think na mali yung literal interpretation of the text?
I think yes.
Mali ang literal interpretation ng text.
Nung specific verse na yon, yes.
Okay. So pwede magkamali ang mga literal pagbasa ng text ng Bible. Okay. Malinaw? Also ito pa. Did your God allowed for the Israelites to have sex slaves from the Canaanites?
Hindi ko alam. Ako depende rin sa interpretation lalo na
sa Bible nakalagay. Gusto mong basahin ko?
Question na lang, sir.
Magtanong lang po, Sir Arfel. Magtatanong, hindi po showdown. Opo.
Hindi mo pa rin alam. So, are you in any way familiar with any text in the Bible?
Oh, yes. Pero hindi pa lahat kasi ongoing pa yung pagbabasa ko especially na Old Testament.
So ito pa. What makes you think na mas tama yung interpretation ng church mo kung sa literal interpretation ng text?
Kasi yung Catholic Church ang nag-proclaim na Word of God ang Bible. Parang without that proclamation, we can't know that the Bible is Word of God.
So, ito pa. The holiness of the Bible as a Word of God is contingent to the Catholic Church. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, yes. So, pwedeng nakalagay sa Bible na pinaparip ni God yung isang babae, pero kapag sinabi ng church na hindi, ang papaniwalain mo yung church.
Yes. Kasi tulad nung yun nga, kahit yung devil nagko-quote sa scriptures.
Ito pa. May sinabi ba? Kasi ito, kinainisan kasi dahil tinawag mo kong ganito. Is there in any time nung nag-quote ng verse si Satan na mali yung kanyang kinote?
Hindi ko
Meron bang time sa Bible na nag-quote si Satan ng text sa Bible na kasinungalingan ito?
Yes. Yun nga.
Give us an example.
Yung kinote niya yung sinabi ni God sa Old Testament na iingatan ng mga anghel, which is totoo naman. Pero hindi
naman pala
ng Old Testament na wag
susubukan. So why is it a lie?
Yun nga, cherry picking si Satan doon sa scriptures.
Cherry picking? In what way?
Kasi yung sagot ni Christ doon, i-consider niya yung sinabi ni God na wag mo susubukin ng Panginoon mong Diyos. Which is yung kayang gawin ng tao, dapat gawin niya na. Kasi parang, unfaithfulness kay God. Yung parang papatihulog ka. Alam mo naman na ganun yung bilang...
Ang tanong ko sa'yo, kailan nagsinungaling ang Satanas nung kinote niya yung verse?
Ayun, yung parang hindi niya kinonsider lahat ng dapat i-consider sa Old Testament.
Pero sabi mo, totoo yung sinabi niya. Tama? Pero sinabi mo, totoo yung sinabi niya.
Tapos po,
is it a lie?
Yes, lie.
Pero totoo yung sinabi niya.
Hindi buong katotohanan. Kasi di ba merong sinabi, the truth is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
So hindi buong katotohanan na ililigtas si Jesus Christ ng mga anghel kapag siya ay natalisod.
Hindi 'yon. Hindi niya sinama yung wag susubukin ng Panginoon mong Diyos.
Excuse me guys, 10 minutes pala yung ating cross-examination na nawala sa isip ko. Please add 3 minutes, Sir Kim. Okay, 3 minutes more guys. Arfel, go ahead.
Anyway, so hindi nagsisinungaling si God. Hindi siya nag-order ng kasamaan. Pero is God the creator of evil?
Is God creator of evil? That's the question, no? No.
Yes. Kahit na may sinabi sa Bible na He creates evil?
Dapat tama yung interpretation. Yes,
Okay.
kahit sinabi ganun.
Mahirap to eh. If ang God mo ba can do anything?
Yes.
Anything?
Yes.
Can a God create a stone na hindi niya kayang buhatin?
No, because that's nothing. Contradiction.
Bakit naging no? If He said He can't do anything.
That's not a thing. It's nothing. It's a contradiction.
Why is it nothing?
It's a
Why is it a contradiction?
Contradiction ng magkaroon ng bato na hindi mabubuhat ng omnipotent God.
Which either makes one of those premises false, tama?
No.
Which makes one of the premises of the argument false.
No.
Either the stone is not heavy enough, or the stone is heavy enough, or God is not omnipotent. They cannot all be true.
True ang premise na God is omnipotent.
How did you know?
Yung sa proof ng God's existence and yung tinatawag ng mga tao na God, infinite ang existence and therefore infinite din ang power.
Paano nagiging hindi ko mag-gets eh. Do you have evidence na I can check empirically and I can test that can prove that your God is omnipotent and all-powerful?
May evidence yung starting point, pero kailangan isama yung argument kasi magiging verificationism and mali yung verificationism. Which is parang...
Why is verification
wrong? It's dalawang reason. Self-defeating siya. Yung mismong claim, hindi mo ma-verify.
Why is it self-defeating?
Kasi ang claim ng verificationism, kapag hindi mabe-verify ay false, pero yung mismong claim na yon hindi rin mabe-verify, so self-defeating siya.
Okay, thank you to the both of you sa inyong
Wait. Di ba dapat may 3 minutes pa si Arvin?
Hindi na. Okay na yun. 10 minutes lang kayo dun. And anyway, we will now proceed with the closing remarks to be headed by the negative side, Arfel. 6 minutes, Kim, for the closing remarks. Go ahead, Arfel.
Ready? Okay. Ang problema nito, the problem kasi nung claim niya is it is not specific. Wala siyang nabigay na qualities and properties that can actually quantify or characterize the divine na pinoportray niya. He says na hindi nag-change yung God. And he says that his God, which is Jesus Christ, can change. Already direct contradiction yon. Ang sabi niya, hindi siya direct contradiction because merong dalawang nature yung God niya. which is a claim na hindi niya kayang i-demonstrate. Wala siyang demonstration na paano nagkaroon ng dalawang nature yung God niya. And in this situation of having a being that has more than one nature is unprecedented. Walang ibang being na merong dalawang nature. How can we say na yung claim niya is true? Which is also vacuous sa kanyang argument. Walang patunay sa argument niya na merong being na merong dalawang nature. So, by virtue of the logic of non-contradiction, hindi pa either his God can change or his God cannot change. They cannot be both true at the same time. Also another thing, he cannot claim omnibenevolence by having the characteristics that he, at least, admit from na meron dun sa Bible niya, pero kinocontest niya lang yung interpretation na nag-order ng genocide, ng rape, ng slavery. These are the qualities that cannot, by definition, be an order by a being that is omnibenevolent. So again, a contradiction. Maliban na lang kung magic, lahat itong contradiction na to says na itong definitions na to of the divine that he insisted to be true cannot by virtue of logic be consistent and valid. So hindi ito pwede mag-exist as a logical entity. Maliban na lang kung mabibreak na kanyang God ang logic itself, hindi natin masasabing totoo yung kanyang God na pinoprofess given the contradiction that he has given, which ang kanyang rebuttal lang to the said contradiction ay claims that he cannot demonstrate. So ang problema lang, kaya niya kasing sabi lang na hindi niya alam, sasabihin lang ng church niya ng ganito without even validating how the church was able to have that authority and that mandate to say what is true or false. Walang justification, it is only an opinion of an authority. So again, yung entire claim niya, based sa pinakita niya ngayon, are mere claims ng walang justification that we can verify. Oh yes, true. There are statements in verificationism that we cannot verify itself. Pero we are limited by the powers given to us, the epistemic powers that is given to us. We can only be convinced in a certain dimension, in a certain way, na nakadadagdag if we can put to test certain predictions of a given argument. If itong predictions na ito ay hindi niya pa maibibigay, na kayang ibigay ng napakasimpleng mga bagay, how can we in good nature accept the claims na napakalaki na binibigay niya? So, for that, in my conclusion, all his claims are vacuous. It is not validated. It is contradictory. And lahat ng claims niya to rebut contradictions are also without evidences. So I can say, based on this, na yung kanyang pinaniniwalaan is either walang justification and his arguments ay vacuous. Thank you.
Ayun, that concludes the closing remarks of Arfel. Now we will proceed with the closing remarks of Arvin.
Okay, so salamat po dito sa The Round Table, Teacher Iman, Miss Soleil, Sir Kim, Sir EIT, Boss Mac, Sir Arfel. Para ang aking may closing remark ay una, review natin yung nangyari sa Q&A para sayang pagkakataon na i-refute yung aking argument, pero argument is composed of judgment na merong main claim, yung conclusion, and sinusuportahan ng premises. Kaya naman how arguments work, dapat true lahat ng premises and dapat yung conclusion nagpa-follow necessarily dun sa premises. Pagka true lahat ng premises and nagpa-follow necessarily ang conclusion, then i-deny natin yung conclusion, will be in contradiction kasi it's impossible to be false kung true lahat ng premises and nagpa-follow necessarily ang conclusion. And then, gamitin ko na rin itong closing remark para sagutin yung iba pang nasabi ni Sir Arthel sa closing remark na yung change, kung makikita natin, nangyayari lang na contradiction kapag i-ignore natin yung claim na dalawa ang nature ni Christ. And pwede natin ipaalala, nabanggit natin sa opening or hindi, sa rebuttal na kaya ni God na two nature, unlike, kasi God siya, infinite siya, wala siyang limit. Unlike mga creatures, hindi pwede magkaroon ng dalawang magkaibang nature kasi pagka nature ng hindi God, limited, and yun ang contradiction, nagko-contra yung limitation. And doon pa nga na perfect ang human nature nung niyakap yun ni Christ. Lahat ng change, wala sa divine nature, andun sa human nature. Na perfect siya, na-assume, tinaas, di ba? So, sinabi niya rin na walang, ayun lang, nakakalungkot, parang puro appeal to ignorance instead na harapin yung objection. Siyempre, from ignorance, anything can follow. And ang logic, ang basic niyan, we derive new knowledge from what's known. We discover what's unknown through what's known already. Kaya hindi pwedeng appeal to ignorance. Madalas, yun ang atake sa theist, pero ang observation ko, pag i-deny nila si God, laging ang sasabihin ng atheist, hindi natin alam, which is, yun ang appeal to ignorance. Pero ang theist, nagpo-provide ng maraming way to show na reasonable itong aming faith. Yun yan. And doon sa problem of evil, kung meron kayong time, makakahingi kayo kay Dr. Eleanor Stamp, isa siyang philosopher na babae. Nabasa ko yung work niya na problem of evil, yung wandering in darkness, problem of evil and suffering. So, napakaganda ng sagot niya sa problem of evil doon. Dahil, syempre, kung lalo na kung tatanggapin natin na lahat tayo may problema, which is, dapat tanggapin natin yon. Bilang tao, lahat tayo nagkakamali. Meron tayong tendency to be selfish, maging alone, which is bad for us kasi hindi tayo masasatisfy ng kahit anong less than God. Kung makikita natin, lahat ng paghahanap natin ng kasiyahan, nagtuturo kay God na infinite goodness. So parang itong buhay na to, preparation for the next. Which is, thanks be to God, pag napunta tayo sa langit, it's because of His love. Kung hindi, it's our fault kasi nireject natin. So, ang ganda lang ng part ng book na yon na meron ba sa science na disagree sa pinakitang thesis na kaya inaalaw ni God yung evil kasi sa pagkakataon na yon, meron tayong pagkakataon na lalong mahalin si God, which results to greater sharing in His perfect happiness. Dun nahihil yung ating shame and guilt. Kasi parang it's time to cling to God, not to our empty selves. So, kahit subjective desire, pwede ring mapaganda pagka inuna natin si God na siyang makakapag-fulfill ng ating bottomless heart's desire. Kasi makikita natin lahat, ibang bagay as His gifts. Marerefold sila, mas gumaganda. So sa science, walang naipakitang ganon. Kasi even yung mga trauma, merong PTG, post-traumatic growth. Kitang-kita yung growth ng mga tao, lalo yung mga nagsuffer sa World War II. Yung talagang mahirap man yung dinanas nila, pero yung kahirapan na yun, nag-contribute para mag-grow sila. No, pero syempre hindi siya sure. Why? Kasi free ang man. Kapag pinili ng man talaga subuko ma-discourage, parang si Judas. Pride ang pairalad. So tapos na. So ayun, dito sa debate na ito, sana sa susunod may makita tayong direct na harapin yung debate, hindi lang parang questionin, ay wala akong nakitang justification ganyan. Kahit ang dami kong nasabi and claims lagi ang justification din. Ang tanong na lang, yung claims ba ay true or false? So yun lang po, maraming salamat po sa lahat.
Ayan, now before we end the end of our event will come to an end.